Hey stamping friends, welcome to the Joy of Stamping with Rachel. I'm Rachel Coon, and today is Wednesday's kit class online. We're using the Cute Fruit stamp set, and I'm showing you how to make 4 really fun and cute cards using our new in colors. Go ahead and hold on while I flip, and I'll get this class started. All right. There we go. So you guys can see that okay today. We'll go ahead and show you all of our fun cards we'll be making. So we are introducing the Slimline card. This card fits into a regular envelope that you mail, like a business envelope, which is really fun and popular right now. If you go on Pinterest and you type in Slimline card, then you will find so many examples of cards with that shape. And then we have this really cute smile one that we'll be making today. And I'll show you how to make those fun shapes using a punch. And then we have this one in a melon with a watermelon. As you can tell, I'm using all of the new in colors featured in this one. And the last card we have is this fun banana one. And for me, I want to say this reminds me of Thanks a Bunch. So this is a really cute one as well. As always, Wednesday's kit classes, you can get this whole kit for free when you order $35 worth between now and Friday. And I have you until Friday at 1 because I had to do this class later today because it's the first day of school and we had lots going on this morning and then my son wasn't coming up. And so thank you so much for hanging out and waiting till now for this class. Let's go ahead and get started and I'll show you what I suggest to buy this class. So it's when you order online, you can order anything for $35 worth plus tax and shipping for it to count. And you just have to use the hostess code, which is this one right here. I'm just going to get it. I posted it, note down. That's 4MDTBTBR. There we go. You see it right there. That's the hostess code for today's kit. And when you use that code, you will get all the paper products and embellishments that come with the cards I made that are making today. Also, there's so much value to this kit because I use so many more supplies. I have the tailored punch, the embossing folder, dies galore. So easily save you about $100 because you get everything pre-cut and ready to go. Also, the things I suggest to buy would be this stamp set. I usually do not require or make it so you have to, but this stamp set is one that I am saying that you have to get in order to finish these cards. But the stamp set isn't in the regular catalog. You'll find it in our beginner's catalog in the very beginning, page 7, and it is only $16, which is a really great deal. So that doesn't quite get you to the 35. So what I suggest, if you don't already have, is to get the new in color inks. And I use 4 of them. I use everything but the cinnamon cider in our cards today. But the best way to get it is that you can order these 2 little ones here. And those ink spots are just $6. And then also you can order the 2 regular size ink pads that are $7.50 each. And that will get you over that $35 mark. So if you don't have those colors, that's how I suggest doing it so you can finish this kit. All right, let me go ahead and put things aside. I want to show you though, I use almost every single stamp in this set. I left one out, but you could totally use this one on our watermelon one as well. So I'm showing you lots of fun ways to use this set. Let's go ahead and use our pineapple card, and that's Slimline. Let me take it out so you can see it. This one's super cute. I had a friend that showed us how to make these fun little jazz hands. And the secret is you just use a Stampin' Write marker, and we'll make those. And then also, the dimensions for this one are different. So let me go ahead and share that all with you guys. For the Slimline, The dimensions are 3.5 by 8.5. Sorry, 7 by 8.5 scored at 3.5. It's a way fun and different. I did use the Whisper white thick cardstock for the card base for this one. And I have my cute little bow. And underneath this one, I have my foam mat. So you see it's kind of lifted up here. When I use photopolymer stamp sets, they have a foam mat underneath it to make their images a little bit more crisp. Here's my piece of paper right here that we're going to stamp on. And I stamped first with our bumblebee. This is one of our new ink colors here. We'll open that up. And my secret for this one is that you want to have one that is upright and the rest can be crazy pineapple people. So let me get nice and inked up. And this will be about 3/4 of the way down my paper. And I'm going to press it down and lift up. Because I'm using this again, I'm going to wipe it clean and get ready for my next color. Next, we're going to use the Magenta Madness for our next pineapple. So, as you know, there are not really pink pineapples out there. However, there aren't pineapples either with smiley faces or hands. So I figured I had a little bit of wiggle room as we were fun with our pineapple colors today. It would be fun to see a pineapple colored pink one. We'll keep on going. And our next is the Misty Moonlight. And I'm going to grab that one. And if you think these colors are too bold, you could always stamp off on a scrap of paper and then ink up and stamp, or not ink, but then press down on your paper. You don't have to have it as strong as I do. But I love how bright and bold these colors are. And I had 2 of the Misty Moonlight pineapples. And this one's even going off the paper a little bit. There we go. Wipe that clean. The Just shade I used as well, but I used it just for the head of the pineapple, or the leafy part. So that one's actually somewhat true to the color. Let me grab that one. We'll ink it up. And you can see there's a little divot spot here, and you can kind of line those up like that. I'll line this one up here. That's our traditional pineapple. Let me make sure I get enough ink on that one. There we go. Looking great. Hopefully you guys have this stamp set and this is giving you an idea of something you can make with it. And if not, you can always order it online for me. I see a couple watchers today. Thanks for joining. I see Marjean's here. I'm glad she can make it at this different time. I know. These are so nice and flexible with me. All right, let's give these guys some faces. And I have 3 different faces to use. And I use my Memento ink when I'm doing the faces. So let's go ahead and grab. The first face I did was this cute little smiley face with the moon-shaped eyes. And I used that one for my cute little yellow pineapple. My first people pineapple. Get it so it's mostly straight. So I did mine crooked because I am really bad about doing things straight without working really hard at it. So I figured if I plan to do things crooked, then it looks better, right? But if you are really good at measuring and using your grid lines, you could totally have these just line up the regular way and space them out evenly. Totally up to you. All right, our 2 little faces there, our mustache man. All right, ready for some jazz hands? We're gonna use the pen side of our Stampin' Write marker in the basic black. And there's no rhyme or reason. You can have them, their hands going, or arms going up or down. I have these guys going up, his little hand going there. And this one will have her, it's going down, down. We'll just make some really cute arms. And then to make our hands for this, what I did was just kind of make a heart at the end, and I connected it, and then I made one part of the heart a little bit bigger. Just kind of color that in. There we go. Not too bad. I definitely could be better. This idea came from the very talented Melody Hyde. She's an awesome stamper, and she's a member of the stamping team I'm a part of, but she also works for Stampin' Up. So she is a creative artist and helps design cards for the catalog, which is such a cool job to have, but she's just full of the best ideas, and this was one of them. How to make these cute little hands and have these fruit come alive. You could also put on feet. I did not give them feet, but you totally could. And the feet would just look like a line with a little, kind of like a music note, I would say. If you know what a music note looks like. Kind of like that is what I would do for a foot. But I didn't want, and then color that in. These ones are just excited with their hands. All right, so I have their little hands. Now they've come to life. And we just need to stamp our image on the bottom. Or words, I should say. And I use that Just Jade again. I'll get that inked up. It says, I couldn't ask for a sweeter friend. I'll line it up right there. Perfect. Next, I use my strip tip where I don't waste a lot of paper. So I use these little strips here, and I put glue on the back, and I line it up to make it look like it goes all the way through the back, but it does not. It's a great paper saving tip I have. And I did this earlier with another card recently too. So I do it fairly often. So I'll put some glue on there, and we can shimmy it just right. We just want a little bit on there. I will have all these measurements over on my blog, and I'll share that after the video is done. So just in case you missed something, or if I didn't say something, I will have it there. Don't you worry. I'll get this one on there. And because I love our little bright pineapple here, she had to have an embellishment. So we gave her, I saw it. Now I can't find it. I might have to make a new one. Oh, I've lost her bow. Oh, there it is. Of course. So I use my glue dot, and we attach that cute little bow to her head, just like that. Now she's even more cute. That's a Misty Moonlight from the Every Season Flowers is where that is a combo pack. So it has lots of different flower or ribbons in that one. So it has multiple ribbons. All right. You could use now at this point dimensionals and pop this part up, or you can use your seal or your liquid glue. I'm just going to go ahead and use some liquid glue real quick. And we'll get this one glued down. And I'm going to eyeball it. And then we're almost done with this one. The last part of this is that you could use these gems that will come in the kit as well. The Flowers for Every Season gems, if you want to add a little bit of more embellishment. Let me show you on this one. So right here I have some, and they're just random. And you just put them wherever you want on those. I'm going to leave this one without gems, in fact, this time. And we'll continue on to the next card. But there is our pineapple people. Aren't they so fun? And our slim line card. Love it. All right. Our next card that we'll make is another fun one, but a tricky one. So if you have to leave and come back and watch this later, I don't blame you. It's going to take a hot minute. I did a lot of the prep beforehand, but there's a fun technique I want to teach you with this one. All right, so we're gonna do our smile one right here. And we have a regular card base, except for I have it going more up and down this time. So I have my 4 1/4 by my 11 scored at 5 1/2. There you go, kind of see that there. I usually have it the other way, but I thought these ones would be fun, switching up just a little bit. And then I do have this Whisper White piece of paper, is what we attach our pieces on here. And then strips galore. Let me show you why and how we use these strips to make these little hexagon shapes. I'll dump these ones all out. So we're actually going to use our tailored punch to make the hexagon. This is another Melody Hyde tip. Told you she's amazing. We're going to use this punch to make these shapes. What I did was cut strips of paper in 1 1/4. She did hers in 1 1/2, which is a great size, but a little bit bigger than I wanted. I wanted it to be just a little bit smaller. So how this one works is that we would take the end of here, and I want to have it actually come through this side here, because inside this, it will get stuck because there's a little tiny spot that we want to put that into. So we're going to take this in, and I'm going to eyeball it. I know. I'm going to look at it, and I'm going to say this looks like the middle. The secret to this is holding one side and getting ready to steady the hand on the other. So I'm going to hold it like that, and I'll get ready to punch down, and I'll hold it firm. Oopsie, I moved that one too soon. So if you don't punch all the way down, you just kind of start slightly squeezing, it will hold the paper for you like that. And I'll use my 2 hands. And there you go. I made my very own hexagon using that tailored punch. Isn't awesome? So I did all of that beforehand. And in your kit, I'll have these all ready for you. So all you have to do is actually stamp. Isn't that nice? That's what makes kits so nice and easy for you, is that the hard work is mostly done. I did run these hexagons through our Stamp and Cut and Emboss, and with our Tasteful Texture folder, this one right here, to give these ones just a little added texture to it. Again, I'm using those same fuller ink colors. Let's go ahead and get our smiley guy out of the way first, because he is super cute and I don't want to lose it. And then we'll start doing our other ones. So, we grab the ink back in. We're going to stamp our smile in the misty moonlight. And just use one of your white hexagons. There we go. And then I'm going to find my smiley face from earlier. There, let's use, I think I'm going to make this one with our mustache one though. I used the cute little moon-shaped eye on that one, but we're going to do fun Mr. Mustache. He also has moon eyes, but I think he also makes people smile. So he's going to hang out here too. So cute. All right. So that one's ready to go. And next we're going to start doing all of our little pieces here. So bear with me as I get these all ready. I'm actually going to do the kiwi ones first, because there's only 2 of those ones and the rest will be this style. Let me grab. So the kiwi, you can tell because it has a little bit smaller of a ring and it has that fun starburst shape to it. And what I did was I did a solid of the ring, and you can start anywhere on your hexagon. I did some that I started in the middle. Tap it down. And then just did some shapes along the edge. Like that. There's no rhyme or reason. Of course, you could use the rule of odds and make sure you had odd amounts on there. Let me go ahead and do this one a little bit different to show you. So now I'm going to start this one right here on the side. And I'll do another one. We'll kind of just off-center it a little bit. They're not lined up perfectly. We'll do that one right there. Oh, I smeared that one a little bit. So we're going to flip it. There we go. Great thing about paper, it has 2 sides. So when you do mess up, it's okay. Or you can always cut out more. You'll find out that I am not a perfectionist. And I'm okay with mistakes. Which is a very good trait to have unless you want something to be perfect. All right, so that one, we have all of our rings ready. Now for those center of our kiwis, what I'm going to do is stamp off. So stamp off means you don't stamp directly onto your paper yet. You're going to stamp onto a scrap piece of paper or the paper you have underneath. And then I'm going to start at the bottom with that one. And I'm going to start working my way up. So it kind of has a lighter color as it goes. I'm going to do a stamp off again. I'll get this one in the center. And we'll have a light one right there and a light one right there. Perfect. I'm trying to get kind of an ombre look to it. Let's go ahead and stamp that one off. Stamp that one in. We'll go to our side here. And that side there. Just a couple more. And then these kiwis will be done. There we go. Super easy and fun. Cute. I think that's probably why this stamp set is called Cute Fruit. Next, we have our larger ring and our, I want to say like a citrus stamp to that one. You can kind of see it through. And I tried to do more of like a grapefruit look to this one. And then I had more of an orange slices to this one. But they all have the same rind. So I'm going to go ahead and stamp all of these ones using our bumblebee. Let's see how fast I can get that done. All right, so we're going to do this one again, one in the center. And these ones are actually larger, so we won't get as many on these ones. Let's see, we get that one there. A little bit of edges here. Just keep it going. We'll do 3 on that one. Get another center one here. Hope you guys are having a good day so far. We've been busy with school here. Actually, I'm going to add one more right there. And we'll get one more. We have the first day of school for 3 of my 4 kids. They're all in the same school district. I have one that's in a different school district, and he started last week. So he's a pro at this online stuff, while the others are all learning about it today. So if you hear a lot of noise in the background, it's because all of my kids and husband and dog are all here. All right, let's go ahead and do our grapefruit color there. We're going to go ahead, and I had one right here that I stamped on 100%. So let's do that again to get that really bright magenta madness in that one. Then I'm not going to stamp it again. I'm going to come over here and give it that look. And this look here happens because it was half on and half off the piece of paper, but I actually honestly really like that. I like that two-tone look that comes when it's not even like that. Let's go ahead and stamp this one off though, and we'll go right in the center. And put some little fun grapefruits in that one too. Okay, I don't know how many of you guys eat or like grapefruits. I have about only 2 people in my house that like them, and I'm not one. I think they're pretty and they smell so good, but to eat them, they're a wee bit sour for me. All right, let's start making some of these limes or oranges. Again, we're going to stamp off and start building our colors. The fun thing that happened, so you watched me, I wiped off this stamp, but because I had just used that pink, it kind of makes this different coral look to it, which I think is really cool. Let's go ahead and stamp off. Do that center one. To be true ombre, you would have to start with your darkest color on one side and work it across, but like I said, I am not too picky. Here we go. Those fun colors there. You guys are doing so good just hanging out and watching. This one's probably going to be a little bit longer because we're doing a lot of techniques with these cards today. And hopefully you guys are learning something new or being reminded of something that you once liked to do and you'll try it again. All right, there we go. That should be all of our hexagons. And now we can start lining them up on our Whisper White piece of paper. And I worked from the bottom up, and I do always line up things before I glue down, just to give me a space idea. Make sure you guys can see that fine. There we go. So you see I'm going to have to scoot those over just a little bit, probably to get this one in. Scoot them. And my tip for this one, I use a lot of liquid glue for this one, but I use 3 pop-up ones. So I have 3 of them that have popped up, and you can too. You can pick any 3 in the kit that you do. Get that, our kiwi. So cute. There we go. And we'll get our blue. There's not very many blue fruits, so I didn't do any outlines with that. There's our cute smile. And then we can just fill these ones in. However, as you can see, a lot of them look like they're going off the page, and that's fine. We will just trim it down when we're done. All right. Grab a drink or a snack, and I'm going to glue. I want you guys to be able to see this just so you know how I do it. For this one, it's a halfer, so I'm not going to put glue on the whole thing. We're just going to put it halfway there. And then we're going to start with these ones. If you know this is going to hang over edge, you're going to make sure we don't put too much glue on that side. Oh, which reminds me, I did forget something. I usually will put this guy, my silicone mat, underneath him. I will just be extra, extra careful and not get glue on my grid paper today. Yeah, maybe. We'll see. We'll see. I can't help it. I always get inky and gluey. It's just the way it is. Okay, we'll get that nice. Keep on going. I'm trying to figure out which ones I want to pop up this time. Actually, I think I decided. I want to make sure I get my smiley face one this time. My smile man. Mr. Mustache. I want to get him popped up. Last time I did this one right there popped up. But let's go ahead and have, I think we're going to lay this one flat. Oh, I think I put too much glue on that side. And I don't have my mat to go with it. And let's grab our dimensionals for the back of our smiley face one. And I have ordered some more dimensionals, the regular size, but they have not come in yet because I ran out completely. How did I let that happen? I was not paying attention, huh? Okay, we're going to do that one. Then we're going to use dimensionals on this one right here. That's already glue down. And this one has a lot of it that will be on there. So I'm not too worried, but I will go ahead and put dimensionals on the Whisper White instead of this because I will be cutting off some of that one. Let's go ahead and line that up nicely. And the trick to lining these up, you want to use these corner to corners to kind of guide you that way. And then let's go half glue on this side. Just keep on working our way up. And I just need one more to pop up. Which one should I do last? Should I do this green one right here too? That could be a fun one to pop up. Let's get this yellow guy settled though. Put him in there. And then we'll put our dimensionals on the back of him. Since these are my little ones, I'll probably do 4. I'll peel off our backs. Oh, look, I forgot one right there. I thought that was the back came off. There we go. Okay. Let's add this guy in here. Perfect. Put glue on the kiwi. And to trim this, I could either use my paper snips or I could use my trimmer, if I can put it in so nicely. But when you use your paper snips, all we have to do is flip it over and trim it. Cute. I'm already loving it. It looks really weird right now. Oh, you can see it. I got some glue. Oh, right there at the top, the very end. All right, let me find my paper snips that I use with glue. No, I don't want to get those dirty. Okay. So I flip over and I just start trimming. Hey Phyllis, glad you could join me. Hopefully you're having a good Wednesday. I wonder if Phyllis has the stamp set at her home already. And has used it and if she likes it too. Just trimming it using the back of the paper as a guide. There you go. This one. Almost there. So I need to figure out how to do these classes still and have my kids home doing school. So stay tuned as far as what the new schedule will look like. I was hoping to do my class this morning and only to find out that the sun was not up enough. It was up, but it was covered. I had a very misty morning. Let me get some of these out of the way. And then all we have to do is add it to our card base. And then if you wanted to use those gems, they'll be in the kit. And all you do is use the liquid glue and take out a couple of them and put them down on there. So I have some on here so you can kind of see those gems. I won't make you guys sit and watch me do that though. But that would be the next step. And those embellishments I usually add at the very end after I've glued everything down. So that way they can dry nicer. So I'll go through and center that by eyeballing it as much as I can. And now we have 2 very happy citrus fruits cards. A his and a hers. Huh. Mr. Mustache and then Miss Smiley. So cute. Love them. Love them, love them. All right, let's keep on going. 2 down, 2 more to go. So this one is a beautiful watermelon card. And it's super fun and bright and beautiful and uses the in-color paper along with the new in-colors. Oh, I don't want to set it there because it's a little sticky. So you can get that in the view still. All right. Again, I use that Whisper White cardstock, the thick, and I have it scored at the 5.5. And then I have this piece of paper here is what we're going to use to mount on all of our strips. And our strips today are 3 3/4 by 3 1/4, and I have to do 6 of them. I'll get that out. This piece of paper, let's see, I think this is my scrap. Let me double check. Yep. And this is the paper I'm going to mount it onto, which is 5 by 3 3/4. All right. This one's fairly easy. Has only 1, 2, 3 things you stamp. Not too bad. So we get those all out and then we'll start our gluing. So of course you need to stamp some watermelons. I stamped one already, but I'm going to show you how to do it. And there are no punches or anything for these or die cuts. So when you stamp them, you always have to cut them out by hand, which we call lovingly fussy cutting. All right, you guys ready for this watermelon? So there's no rhyme or reason of how to stamp your watermelon. You can do your rind first or your juicy center part first. I usually do the juicy center part. So I get that. I'm using the Magenta Madness. And I see a little spot now, so let me just even that bubble out. And you stamp it straight down, straight up. Awesome. Then I'm going to take my Just Jade and that Rhine. And then you're going to just line it up. Try and get your tops there. And press down. That is a perfect watermelon. It's even better than this one I cut earlier. But this one's already cut out, so we'll use this one. And I'll set that aside for another time. All right. Next, I have my circle stitch die ready to go. And that's the medium one that we used. And I need my seine. You could either use that, the one that I haven't used. Let's see, what was it? I used the one in a melon, but you could also use Wishing You a Slice of Happiness with this one as well. I did use the Misty Moonlight. I ink up my seine, and I put it right about there. All right. Now I have my cute watermelon. I can put it on here with dimensionals on the back. And as you can tell, I use a fun little gem again in that corner there for this watermelon piece. And I want to show you something else really cute. Let's see, we're going to have this a little off-centered like that. There we go. So I stamped a watermelon earlier, and then I cut off a little wedge of it. And look what I did. Look at his cute little smiley face. So you could do that also and stamp 2 watermelons. And then you can either add it on to where he would be, or you can put it so it looks like he's offset right there. Or this one, I might even put this watermelon in the corner or inside the card for my friends to find after they open it. But he's so cute and happy. So stamp 2 watermelons, one for the front and one for you to take a slice out of when you make this card. That part's done. So the next part, we just need to line up all of our little panel pieces. And I started with the Misty Moonlight, and I gave myself a border on the bottom and the top to have a little bit of white. But you can use your grid paper to help you line these up, or you could just kind of eyeball it. And that's pretty much what I did. I do pre-line them up, so that way I have a reference of where it needs to be. I have my DSP there. And you just want to go matching color so it looks like a rainbow. Almost. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. Usually when I do these type, I start with the middle 2 because there's spaces in between. There are no spaces in between this one. So I am going to actually start just at the bottom and work my way up. And the liquid glue is going to be your friend for this card because we will need some wiggling. So place that one down. Looks about right. And then we'll keep on going up the ladder. Glue and flip. And of course, I'll have these pieces cut and ready for you. So all you have to do is glue. You don't even have to measure these in the kit. But if you're making this at home, or even if you're making the kit, you can flip over whatever side you want for that DSP. It doesn't have to be the circle ones. I'll go ahead and get that one. The bumblebee. I love these colors together though. I do like that brown, but I don't know if I like it when they're all together. I think these 4 play nicely the best. Okay, there we go. Getting that lined up. One more to go. Right there, and I did a pretty good job. Gave myself about the even amount from the top to the bottom. If you didn't give yourself as much, you could totally trim either way. I did put dimensionals on the back of this, which is crazy because I only have the mini ones right now, so I put on a lot. So hang in there as I go through. Put some dimensionals on the back of this card. It just needs that pop though, right? Like it just needs, since it's white on white, you just want it to pop a little bit more than laying it flat. Almost there. The fun part comes when I take off the backings. Because this is a white card base, I did use that Whisper White Thick. I am a stickler now for that. Once I tried it, I'll never go back to a Whisper White regular cardstock because it's so much better, that thick Whisper White. All right, we'll put this guy on. And if you want to, you can even flip it so it would go that way. Just make sure if you're using the ones with the words, you'll have that right side up. It does not matter. We'll place that down. Then we'll put dimensionals on the back of this guy. And then we will have card number 3 done. And all we have left are our bananas. All right, 1 in a melon. I will show you how. Let me go ahead and fold this one and score this one. Because I only have 1 gem on this one, I will go ahead and show you how to do that with your liquid glue. You can put your gems anywhere you want. Because there's 1, the word 1, I only used 1 gem. But you can use more. I'm going to stick just a little bit of glue right by it. And then place down the gem. And let it dry. There we go. So cute. And there we have 2 melon cards. And with 1 cute little melon slice. There we go. I'll add him later. He's super cute though. All right. Who's ready to go bananas? I am. It's been one of those days. So we have our same thick Whisper White card base. I have our piece of white paper right here that I've already embossed and run through, and that will be embossed for you guys. I have my DSP right here, and here's our banana card. These bananas are so fun because I have 3 bananas and 1's popped up. Let me go ahead and show you how we get that done. All right, let's find our pieces right here. And this thanks comes from that well-written emboss dies that I have. Okay, I'm going to set these all aside because all we want are these middle bananas right here. We are going to take our fun banana and we are going to use our bumblebee color for it. And I'm going to, I've already cut out 1 banana because he'll be my 3D one. Kind of give me an idea. Because I want to have enough room for my things there. And I want them to look like they're bunched together. So I'm going to have, that's inked up nicely. That one kind of coming off on the edge right there. And then we're going to have 1 more on the other side. He's going to be kind of coming right there. Perfect. Next, I'm going to use my Misty Moonlight and do the banana top. Traditionally, banana top's more like the green or brown, but because I want these colors to match, I can pick whatever color I want. But I will stamp it off once, and then I will add it, that banana top right there. Same with the other one. Stamp it off once, and banana top. Perfect. My secret to the bananas today is that I use a sponge. And you're asking, what would I use a sponge for? So I cut this out on a scrap of Whisper White, and I fussy cut it out. But if you look closely, you can kind of see I have these raw edges. I'm not the best fussy cutter. I'm definitely not the best. And so what I do, to hide my flaws, I take a little sponge, and I will ink it up and go around my banana edges. And this kind of just gives it a little bit more depth, a little bit, to make it more 3D looking. And it hides my horrible, not so good fussy cutting skills. Just with a little sponge. Such a great way to add to that banana. I'm going to flip it over and I'm going to use it also for the tip of my sponge, the blue right there. I know. Like I said, my bananas are special. Not very many bananas have blue on them. All right, let's add dimension to the back of this one. This banana, and we'll get him there. Oh, and you know what I didn't do for this one? I did not tie the bow, so you guys get to watch me. That's okay. tie bowing is an essential skill to have when you are a paper crafter. And I'm still working on perfecting my tie bowing skills. Okay, I'm going to bunch it just like that. While we're here, let's go ahead and get my banks on. My banks kind of runs over, so I'm going to only add glue to my hank and not to all of my banks. I do like to use my fine tip glue pen. This makes it a little bit more accurate for me. So let's get it going right there. All right. We'll give this some time to dry as we do the rest of the card too. There we go. Let's go ahead and add that bow. So here's my Misty Moonlight. And I'm just going to take it, loop it, get them together. I love twine more than ribbon. Don't tell anyone that. Twine is so forgiving and it's so fast to tie bows with. Let's see if I might have my glue scissors. That's okay. And we'll get these ends here. And then we'll use our glue dot on our top of our banana. Right there. Let's see that. Thanks, Phyllis. She liked my banana tip. It's a good one, just to give that some extra color. He's already looking super cute. Let's just add our little pieces of DSP. Again, I'm using my sneaky tip not to use a whole paper, just use a strip to cover the back of it. I do love layers though. I think layers are so important to cards that it steps it up from simple stamping to a little bit more. Let's put some glue on both of these ends here. There we go. And we'll just line it up and wiggle it to where we want it to be. How much edge we want it to show. There we go. Let's see if we get this one. This one I'm getting a mess all over the spot. Look at that. I got some twine. There we go. I'm trying to do this above so I can still see what I'm doing. We'll take that and you just kind of shift it to make sure it lines up fairly nicely. Okay, then we're going to attach that to our embossed piece of Whisper White. You use the Seal Plus, or it's just regular seal or liquid glue here. Liquid glue's out, so it will get used. And we line it up. Again, I eyeball it. I just say that looks about spaced right. If I really wanted to, I could use my grid paper and make it perfect. And then we're going to add our dimensionals to the back of this one. Again, forgive me, I only have the little ones today. So it'll just take us a little bit longer and a little bit more. There we go. And before I do that, I'm actually going to add this to our card base because I think it will glue on nicer before we have that on. Because this is embossed, I do recommend liquid glue. Sometimes that double-sided adhesive will rip paper that's been textured like this. And we don't want to rip it. Go ahead and shimmy that one over. There we go. Make sure it's lined up nice. And now we can add our banana thanks. Thanks, bananas. My idea was to have a bunch of thanks, is what I want to say inside this card when I send it to a friend. A bunch of thanks. Or thanks a bunch. There we go. Alright, you guys. There are our 2 banana cards. And then we have our watermelon cards. And then, of course, we have our citrus smiley cards and our slimline pineapple people cards. I hope you guys had so much fun watching this with me today and can join me again next week. Stay tuned for whatever time that will be. And I hope you guys have a great week. Happy stamping, everyone. Bye.